Hey folks, Labruski here in a new off the cuff, and happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone is having a good holiday season and spending a lot of time with loved ones and all that good jazz. So today I wanted to come on, it's December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas, and I thought it would be fun to reminisce and look back at some of my personal favorites, uh, Christmas memories, if you will. And I hope in the comment section down below you share some of your favorite holiday experiences, whatever that may be. But before we do that, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. It helps out the channel a whole bunch. And yeah, let me say before we dive in that um, the stories I want to talk about, they all kind of blend together in my mind, really. I think, obviously it's just because the farther and farther away I get from those memories, the harder it is to differentiate between them. But I believe they all happen from age like 10 or 11 to age like 13. And I will say some of them are about gifts and whatnot. Now I know that's not really the point of Christmas, really, as especially as I get older, I start to realize that more and more that it's really not about the gifts. But as a kid, for me, I'm very fortunate, and Santa always came by the house every year, and I'm very fortunate and thankful to my parents that they provided me and my siblings with amazing Christmas experiences. I will say, like I said, I'm very fortunate. I really don't have any bad Christmases or anything like that. But the three I want to talk about, they they just kind of stick out in my mind as just great Christmases that were just so fun and so I don't know, so wholesome. And I just look back at this particular time, and it was a simpler time, It was a simpler time for me, and I think really the whole world, but it was just a lot of fun, these Christmases. And yeah, but let's just kind of dive in. The first Christmas I want to talk about, and I should preface this story by saying when I was growing up, for Christmas, for my birthdays, for any holiday where I got a gift, I would always, always, always ask for Lego sets. I love Legos. Even to this day, I know that maybe makes me a nerd or a geek or whatever. I don't really care. Like I have a Lego set here. I have a few others. I just love Legos. I find them so satisfying to put them together and build. And so Legos and Christmas, it tends to go hand in hand in my mind. And I know maybe that sounds weird to some, but that's just how it is. Whenever my mom asked me to make a Christmas list, it would just be full of Legos. Um, and so I remember this year I got a Lego set that I didn't ask for, but it was a huge, huge surprise that I got it. And it was the Lego Green Grocer. I believe that's what is called. It's retired now. I'll find a picture and edit it in. And I remember being like blown away and over the moon that I got this Lego set. Like it was huge. It was like the biggest Lego set I've e- ever really owned. I mean, now I have this one in the Daily Bugle, so I do have bigger Lego sets. But at that time, I was just like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. I remember on the box too, it said 16 plus. I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome to build and put together. And it was. I remember spending that entire Christmas break um, building that Lego set and being so proud of it when it was finished. And yeah, that Lego set and Legos in general just remind me of Christmas to some extent, and it brings back all the good memories around that time of Christmas and spending time with family. And just it was amazing. That was an amazing Christmas year. And the next one I want to talk about is one I think was the year after. Actually, I think it was like 2012, maybe it was 2011, maybe it was 11. But anyhow, me and my brother, my brother had an Xbox and I did not have an Xbox. Um, and so me and him would fight over who would play the Xbox. And um, Christmas was rolling around, and I decided I want to ask for an Xbox. I'm sure I still asked for Lego sets. I really can't remember too well, but I definitely asked for an Xbox 360. And um, to I got one for Christmas. Like I said, I'm very fortunate, and I Santa came by and gave me an Xbox. So that year, I remember just playing Xbox so much in one particular game, Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham Asylum. So it's funny, that game and Christmas kind of go hand in hand in my mind too. Whenever I replay that game, it's still one of my favorite games ever. I love that game so much. It has this like warm Christmas feel to it of just positive of energy. I don't know. It's the best way I can describe it. And even though that game is kind of dark, right? And honestly, I don't know. Some of the content and stuff in that game is very mature, and I really don't know about like an 11-year-old or 10-year-old or whatever should have been playing it. But I ate it up, and it's actually funny. I there were couple moments where I was freaked out. Like I remember the scarecrow sequences. Oh my god, that freaked me out so much as a kid. I remember like being on the phone with my friend and him like walking me through it, and I'm like, dude, I'm so scared. Anyhow, I just remember spending that week, Christmas break, playing Xbox, and I think that year too, I got like my dad. He gave me Lord of the Rings. He gave the trilogy, the movie trilogy, and so I remember too watching that around the holidays, and that trilogy also kind of holds a special place in my heart and reminds me a little bit of Christmas. I like rewatching those films during the Christmas season, because of that. Really, kind of started a tradition, which really leads me into my next point. I am someone who is very strict, I guess you could say, about traditions. I like sticking to traditions, especially when it comes to Christmas, because I do like Christmas a lot. I used to love it. Now it's like, as you get older, the jazz of it and the excitement, everything like that definitely does kind of wear off. But there is still for me at least, like a certain level of excitement. And I need to wake my family up at early in the morning to open presents. That's just something where if I don't do that, it doesn't feel like Christmas. So that when we were younger, it'd be like 6:30 or 7, it'd be real early in the morning. But now it's been pushed back and back and back. But now I think we've settled on 7:30. But when I have kids, I bet you I will be up at 6 and I'll be waking them up. I'll be so excited. Um, but anyhow, yeah, this Christmas in particular, we started this new tradition, and my cousins down in Florida decided to come up to New York, like the day or 2 days after Christmas, something like that. Very spur of the moment, but it was awesome. We were like, yeah, we love spending time with our cousins, and that kickstarted a tradition where we would always make sure to spend Christmas with our cousins down in Florida. Now, as the kids and everyone has gotten older, it's been harder and harder to do that, right? Just because of life, and it's tough. People kind of are scattered around the place now, so it's more difficult to get us all together. But we still always try, and I just remember having the best time, like that. Really, like that being probably one of the best Christmases ever. Just getting to play with my Xbox and then my cousins coming up. It was just awesome. And my cousins are from Florida, like I said. So we went snowboarding and ice skating and did all the kind of the winter sports and activities that you do. Um, and it was just so much fun. I have so many fond memories spending time with my cousins. Sorry about the edit. I just wanted to make sure my mic was still on. Um, but to kind of continue, it's just funny to look back and think now, like, oh my God, that's spur of the moment decision on my uncle's part or whoever's part it was that decided to come up to New York. Um, that like created so many memories throughout the years of spending time with them and going down to Florida and spending time with other extended family, on my dad's side. And it's just um, really good to reminisce about those times sometimes, especially in hard times. I know I just said times like 7 times. I have to stop saying times. But yeah, so I hope by me talking about some of my favorite Christmas experiences, and I do have a whole bunch more that maybe I'll save for next year because obviously I don't want to tell you guys all of my favorite Christmases, but these Christmases in particular really kind of stick out in my mind, and I guess they're different because I was still a kid, right? And there was still the whole magic of Christmas where in my teenage years, that kind of faded away. And obviously now it kind of has too. But I have grown to love Christmas again and look forward to it, even though it can be stressful at times. Um, but yeah, let me know in the comment section down below some of your favorite Christmas memories or holiday memories, and let's all get into the holiday spirit because I think everyone needs that right now. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, all that good stuff, and we will see you in the next off the cuff.